America has full-blown Teen Titans mania right now. Whether you want Teen Titans Go, Young Justice, or the animated Teen Titans movies, the folks at DC have got you covered. The adaptation of the famous Marv Wolfman and George Perez The New Teen Titans, called Titans, gets the most press. This R-rated superhero tale has been thrilling fans for years with its gritty take on the characters. The show has produced many superheroes and villains with so many incredible powers and abilities. Which one's the strongest though? Well, let's go ahead and find out, shall we? On a show with a bigger budget, Beast Boy would be one of the show's most powerful heroes. In the animated Teen Titans, he frequently turns into giant dinosaurs and animals of that magnitude. During the new season though, he really doesn't get to cut loose in the same way. Sure, his tiger form, it's pretty menacing. But I mean, it's no giant dinosaur. Maybe one day he'll get to be as powerful as his comics or even his cartoon versions. Doing that though might cost the show a half a season's budget. You've gotta admit that this Beast Boy is much tougher than his Teen Titans Go counterpart. But I guess time will tell if he ever drops an R&B single that matches up though. We haven't seen a whole lot of the classic Teen Titans villains show up in the series. They've slowly showed us versions of Deathstroke and Trigon, but we've yet to meet most of the Fearsome Five or Brother Blood. One of the group's major villains did make an appearance in Season 2, and it was a mixed bag. Dr. Light is not only a big character in Teen Titans history, but in DC Comics history as well. He's been a thorn in the side of the Flash, Green Lantern, and the entire Justice League. He shines the most though when he leads the aforementioned Fearsome Five against the Teen Titans. In Titans, he is featured as one of the old villains who gets dropped back into the mix once Deathstroke breaks him out of jail. This Dr. Light is a powerhouse. He shoots giant energy blasts that come from power that he sucks from light sources. In the old days, he was powerful enough to take on the whole OG Teen Titans team. They even say that if he charges up enough that he'll basically become a nuclear reactor. While it's cool that his powers are pretty close to the comics, it's unfortunate that his costume is. The weird gladiator suit with the Iron Man looking arc reactor thing is definitely one of the worst looking costumes in the show. This might be intentional, seeing as how often he ends up the butt of Jason's jokes during his brief capture. Hopefully it was, because otherwise that's a big swing and a miss. He could have potentially had a better slot on this list, but he didn't make it long enough to truly pose a threat. A bullet whizzed through his helmet like it was made of paper. Seriously? If that helmet wasn't for protection, then why did you have it? If you were introduced to Robin as either the 60s Burt Ward version or the 90s Chris O'Donnell one, the new Robin is shocking. For starters, one of his first lines was F Batman. He's much more violent than his lighter counterparts and hasn't said one catchphrase.
Holy G-Force, Batman!
That's right, my panicky chum.
While other Robins were more or less Batman's kid backup, the Titans Robin is no one sidekick anymore. He's basically a one-man army that would make most live-action Batmen look like cartoon characters. What's more interesting is the slow burn journey that this Robin is making towards his own superhero identity. Fans have long wanted Dick Grayson's greater alter ego, Nightwing, to make a live-action appearance. Chances are that they won't have to wait much longer. If you think Robin is tough, just wait until he dons that darker look. Unlike most of the other Titans, Donna Troy really hasn't had a lot of time in the spotlight. For whatever reason, Wonder Girl wasn't one of the main stars in Teen Titans. She also hasn't appeared in many other cartoons or TV shows. That's why it's so great to see the beloved comics character light up the small screen. Donna may not be as confident or as extroverted as Wonder Woman, but I mean honestly, who could be though, right? She's almost as awesome. Armed with a golden lasso of her own and some superhuman abilities, Donna is a force to be reckoned with. Dick may have been trained by Batman, but Donna? She was trained by the Amazons. It's likely that her shy demeanor is about the only thing keeping her from leading the pack. And maybe one day, it won't be. The Titans version of Starfire took some getting used to. It didn't help that her character was introduced with one of the worst costumes in superhero history. And that's saying something considering how many bad costumes Starfire has worn over the years. they've been truly terrible. That being said, she's become a fan favorite character, and a lot of that has to do with how much charisma Anna Diop brings to the role. Her version of Starfire is also much closer to her comics version in terms of power as well. While we don't see her fly around with a smile as much as other Starfires have, they aren't much for burning people to a crisp. This Corey is depicted as a much more ruthless Tamaranian warrior than the fun-loving free spirit that we so often see. The show is slowly building up to a confrontation with her sister Blackfire, so we will definitely see even more of her power. A Starfire versus Blackfire showdown might just be the most epic thing the series has done yet. The Titans Batman made his official appearance in Season 2 portrayed by Jorah Mormont from Game of Thrones. So far, the toughest thing that he's had to do is try to keep that American accent. It's not been going well. While we haven't technically seen the Titans version of Batman in action, it is safe to assume that we know what he's capable of. Dick knows this version of Bruce Wayne better than anyone. His nightmare of Bruce losing his mind may not have come to pass, but it did show just how terrifying he can be. This Batman lost his grip and decided to take out Joker and the other villains for good. Not only that, but he had no problem with taking out all of Gotham City Police either. He even managed to take out Corey like she was nothing. We've seen Batman do some pretty impressive things in the past, but nothing like this. The Titans Batman makes the warehouse scene from Batman v Superman look like an Adam West Batman. Hopefully he never loses his grip like that for real, or the Titans will be in trouble. We've seen quite a few awesome Deathstrokes over the years. The Slade Wilson from the Arrow television show is probably the most popular version so far. Manu Bennett's performance as the character was so brutal that it didn't seem like anyone could top it. Joe Manganiello from Justice League certainly didn't. Enter Esai Morales as the Titans version of Slade Wilson. This R-rated version of the Killer Assassin might be the most brutal version of the character we've ever seen. Not only that, but he definitely has the menacing disposition necessary to serve as a bad enough villain for an entire team. If you don't believe me, just ask Dr. Light. Oh, wait, you can't, can ya? Deathstroke took him out just as an afterthought, even by Slade standards. That's pretty cold. His fighting prowess is extreme as well. He can take on Robins, both Jason and Dick, with no problem. Not only that, but he had a little issue with the superpowered Starfire. The man has swords, guns, and these little energy bombs that pack quite the punch. He's also a master strategist, which is a big problem for the Titans. They aren't so much with the planning as they are with the running in headfirst without a plan. While this Deathstroke is pretty awesome, the coolest one is still the one from the Teen Titans animated series. Ron Perlman just cannot be beat. Sorry. As far as powerful DC superheroes go, it's hard to top Superman. He's, well, known as one of the most overpowered heroes of all time. While Titans might not have access to the Big Blue Boy Scout, Superboy might be the next big thing. Of all the Titans, Superboy is the newest addition. So far we've seen him escape from a lab with his dog, and a few action scenes here and there, so it's likely that we've only seen the bare minimum of what he can do. He's got super speed, strength, and quite a few of Superman's other powers. He's by far the biggest powerhouse the team has. It's hard to see how they're going to justify having Hawk on the team now that they have a Kryptonian clone. The biggest weakness that evens him out as a member of the team, though, is that this version of Superboy is basically a child. This is a big departure of the attitude-heavy Superboys of the past. The Titans Connor is basically an elementary school kid with the powers of Superman. So he's like Shazam, but even more immature. Maybe one day he'll get a cool hoverbike and a wolf sidekick like his Young Justice counterpart. For those of you who don't know much about the Teen Titans, you may not know much about Trigon. The evil demon lord is much more powerful than you might think if you only watched the series. He's basically the Thanos of the superhero group. That being said, the one in the series was definitely the toughest villain that the team has faced thus far. While we didn't get to see him shooting demon energy or fireballs all over the place, we did get to see him manipulate. His ability to take over our heroes and use their greatest fears against them managed to take out the entire team for a while. Not only did he incapacitate them, but he essentially weaponized them against each other as well. While he might be out of the picture right now, Smart Money says that he'll be seen in all of his demony glory soon enough. The Titans version of Raven has had a lot more growing pains than the others have. When we first met the teen runaway, she was the quintessential annoying teen. It seemed as though this Raven would never reach the awesome heights of her counterparts in cartoons or comics. It's been such a pleasant surprise that she's proven to be just as cool. Would have been nice if it hadn't taken so long, but still. Even from her first appearance, it was clear that Raven was sporting some epic powers. They were so extreme that it seemed like she would never be able to control them. And to be fair, she still hasn't, really. As Jason found out in a sparring session that almost ended up with him as a bloody splat on the floor. In the first season, she had all sorts of strange abilities. She could heal people, saw visions, and even had what appeared to be an evil alter ego. She was the powerhouse of the team then, but she was just getting started. If her Season 1 powers weren't impressive enough, she got a big upgrade when Trigon put a little jewel in her head. This has made her very unstable, but it's also given her some really cool new Venom powers that look even stronger. The true testament to her power came when she took on her father. Just as Daddy Undearest was about to wipe all life from the Earth, Raven stepped up. She summoned all of her powers and sent Trigon back home. Keep in mind, this was just the first round in what will be an ever-escalating series of showdowns. If the show ever gets enough money, it'd be great to see Trigon taking on our heroes at 40 feet tall. That would definitely be a scene that would make the DC Universe subscription worthwhile. There you have it, our ranking for the most powerful characters in Titans. Which character do you think is the most powerful? Let us know in the comments section down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to The Binger for more awesome videos like this one. Thanks for watching.